This video will cover area of rectangles, parallelograms, and triangles. So there's 3 different formulas we'll have to use. So if you have a rectangle, you can see I have a side labeled base and a side labeled height. And so the area formula is base times height. For my parallelogram, I have base times height. Notice that the height always drops down and has a right angle next to it. And if you look, it sort of almost is like in the shape of an H. So wherever that H is, that's going to be your height. And the triangle formula is 1/2 base times height, or you could use base times height divided by 2, whatever you're more comfortable with. And again, the height is always near that right angle and it kind of looks like an H. So here's our first example. You can see that the shape is a rectangle. My rectangle formula is base times height. 15 is my base, 6 is my height. To find the area, I do 15 times 6. And when I type that in my calculator, I will get 90. And the area label is always units squared, so this is going to be feet squared. The next example is a parallelogram. So my formula is still base times height. I can see that my base is 5. And again, remember, your height is always going to be whatever's attached to that right angle because it looks like an H. And so I have a height of 4. And so area equals 5 times 4, which is 20. And again, when I label, it's inches squared. On this last example, I have a triangle. And so my triangle formula is going to be 1/2 base times height, or we can use base times height divided by 2. And if you look at the picture, my base is definitely 4. And again, the height is always going to be whatever is attached to this right angle. And so it's going to be 7. And I'm just going to kind of ignore this other number, 10. So I do area equals base 4 times height, which is 7, divided by 2. And that's 28 divided by 2. And that's 14. And my units are always going to be squared, so it's yards squared. After this, you're going to finish your practice page. When you're done with your practice page, you're going to check in with the sub, and the sub will tell you if yours are right or wrong. You can fix them if they're wrong and then check in with her again. If you get them all correct, you should get on Delta Math, and there is an assignment called Error Review number 1, and you'll just work on that.